So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, let's try to understand how to study transits in Vedic astrology. I know many of you are familiar with many techniques on how to studying the transit or Gochar in astrology. But today in this video, I'm also going to help you to connect the transits of the planets in the predictive side of Vedic astrology, and this is the video just for the learning purpose. First of all, there are going to be different methods at the time of studying the transits or Gochar in Vedic astrology, but transits will not actually help us to give the exact prediction with regards to any sort of event which is going to happen in your life. Even if you want to predict some of the important events like the timings of marriage, timings of getting your first job, timing of job change, timings of getting laid off, timing of starting a new business. If you are in the field of a business, then the timings to find the investors or gains of money. So timings are the most important thing in Vedic astrology. And Vimshotri Mahadasha, that is there are different dashas in Vedic astrology, but out of one is the Vimshotri Mahadasha, and that is one of the most precise and accurate methods at the time of predicting events in Vedic astrology. Now that comes the transit part. Like if the dasha is important and if the planets that are posited in your D1 or in the divisional charts, if these are important, so what is transit actually? How transits are going to create the impact in the predictive side of Vedic astrology? You need to understand one very important thing here. First of all, just pay attention towards the moon placement in your horoscope. Yes, planet moon. So in whichever house or in whichever zodiac sign the moon is posited in your chart, you need to study transit from that particular area. The reason why I'm not asking you to go into any other planet, because moon is particularly that planet that have the capacity to decide the pattern of your life. The dasha pattern is also set by the nakshatra of the moon or the pada in which the moon is posited. So that is going to decide the dasha, like whether you are going to receive the Jupiter, Rahu, Saturn dasha, or maybe Jupiter, then Saturn, then Mercury, or maybe Sun, Moon, Ketu. So the dasha system or the particularly the pattern of your life is actually going to be controlled by the planet moon or the nakshatra in which moon is posited. So whenever for example, the moon is actually posited in the sign of Aries, maybe Taurus, Gemini. So you need to first of all check your moon placement in the horoscope. Now whenever any planet is going to transit over the same zodiac sign, for example, moon is posited in the sign of Taurus in your horoscope. Now whenever the planets are going to transit through the sign of Taurus and they are constantly moving, okay, it may be suppose Saturn transit in the sign of Taurus, then this is a Sade Sati also. Jupiter transit over the Taurus, or maybe Mercury transit in the sign of Taurus, Sun transit in the sign of Taurus. So whenever the major planets, they are going to transit over the zodiac sign in which the moon is posited, that have the capacity to create the impact in your life. Now I'm only saying the impact. I'm not here using the word like the exact thing is going to be carried forward or the like exact results are going to be delivered at the same time. For that we must need to take dasha and Antardasha into consideration. But in order just to study the impact, or just for example you want to predict regarding the marriage or maybe any other important event. So whenever the major planets, specifically Jupiter and the Venus, these benefic planets, whenever they are transiting through your moon zodiac sign, okay, in which house the moon is posited and in whichever zodiac sign the moon is posited, that will eventually help you to find the impact. Like, is there going to be some impact in that particular area? So when that is going to happen, so that impact is studied with the help of transits in Vedic astrology. Second most important point, you must need to check the house placement also, like in whichever house the moon is posited. Now if you look in the sky, planets are always moving Sometimes they are moving forward, backward, direct motion, in the retrograde motion at the same time. So there are going to be different planetary motions. Now you just need to pay attention towards the house placement, like in whichever house the moon is posited. For example, moon is posited in your 4th house. Now whenever the planets in the transit or in the Gochar, they are actually going to go over your 4th house again and again. Like every planet in the Gochar or the transit stays in one zodiac sign for particular duration of time. Like planet Sun stays in one zodiac sign for complete 1 year. Similarly, Rahu and Ketu axis stays in one zodiac sign for approximately 18 months. Similarly, Saturn stays around in one zodiac sign for approximately 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years, depending upon whether it's direct, retrograde, or these kind of things. Now, whenever the house placement of the moon you study, and the planets are actually transiting over that house, okay, as I have given you the example of a 4th house. Now, all the qualities and the characteristics of 4th house are actually getting enhanced during the transit over of the planets into that particular area. It doesn't matter at that time where your other planets are posited. It also doesn't matter at that particular time where your particularly moon is posited in the chart. But whenever that through the 4th house where the moon is posited, or the moon zodiac sign, in whichever zodiac sign the moon is posited, over that house or over that zodiac sign, whenever the planets are transiting, they have the capacity to trigger the major events of the life. Major events, as I have explained you, it may be if you are waiting for a childbirth to happen, if you are waiting for a sudden like hike of money, or maybe salary rise in your current organization, you are waiting for your promotions, or maybe you are waiting for relocation. You want to travel and change your place from this location to some different location. So that transits will eventually help you to give the indication. So the indication and impact is studied with the help of the transits. Now then comes the Vimshotri Mahadasha and the Antardasha. If the Mahadasha Lord, and specifically the Antardasha Lord, I request everyone whosoever is watching this video is to please try to note down the steps also which I'm telling you. If your mind is okay, then you can retain the steps also which I'm delivering you right now. Next is you need to pay attention towards the Antardasha rather than going by the Mahadasha Lord, because Mahadasha is going to be a very long period. It may be right now you are going through a Venus Mahadasha of complete 20 years long Dasha. So Mahadasha Lord is important. I'm not denying the fact, because the foundation is going to be over that Mahadasha Lord. But above that foundation, suppose you want to stand one building, multi-story building. So that building is actually setted by the Antardasha Lord. And that is one of the most important planets in Vedic astrology. The Antardasha which you are currently going through, that particular planet is going to be the key planet in your horoscope, combining with the transits. For example, right now your Jupiter Mahadasha of 16 years is operating, and in between you are operating or running through the Mercury Antardasha. So in this side 16 years of Jupiter Mahadasha, and then the Mercury, that is the Antardasha which is running inside this Jupiter Mahadasha. Antardashas are also known as the sub-periods. There are sub-periods also, but Antardasha is going to rule for near about between maybe 5-6 months to 2.5 to 3 years, okay. So these particular time frame, whenever the Antardasha is running, you need to pick the Antardasha Lord in your horoscope. Now once you pick which planet is ruling my Antardasha, as in our case Jupiter and Mercury, Mercury is the Antardasha Lord. Now you need to first of all check the placement of Mercury in your natal birth chart. I'm only talking about D1 chart here. There is no need for you to go into the divisional charts, okay. So you need to then check the Mercury placement in your Lagna Kundli, okay, or in the like D1 chart. Now whenever from the moon placement or from the moon zodiac sign, in whichever house the moon is posited, your natal moon I'm talking about, just try to check the Antardasha Lord placement also. We also do the same activity from Mahadasha to Antardasha. Like for example, Jupiter is in the first house, Mercury is in the third house. So from Mahadasha Lord, Antardasha Lord is going 3 places away. In the similar manner, you need to check from moon placement. If the moon placement is in your 4th house, and for example Mercury is in the 3rd house, so from your moon, this Antardasha Lord Mercury is actually going 12 places away. Now that 12 places away, whenever any planet goes from planet moon also, this is the representation of some sort of major losses are happening, or it may be this is the time period for you to travel abroad. Even they sometimes have the capacity to create the yogas of making some huge investments, like you are purchasing some big property or any new thing, so that new events are also going to be connected from that particular area. So the moon is most important, or the moon zodiac sign or the moon placement is more important. Then by checking this moon and that Antardasha Lord, try to study like how many places they are going away. This will eventually help you to give you the exact indication over the timings part. Usually marriages are also happened whenever the benefic planets like Jupiter, Venus, even Mercury, and if they are not combust, okay. I know you are familiar with the combustion of the planets. Combust mean the planets that are in the ast position. In Hindi we call it as Surya ast ka, like not Surya, like Brihaspati ast ka ho gaya hai, Shukar ast ka ho gaya hai. So Jupiter is combust or Venus is combust. In the transit, if the benefic planets are first of all not combust, and then they are transiting over the Antardasha Lord or over the planet moon placement in your chart, these 2 main important transits of the planets over the natal moon and over the Antardasha Lord, they are also going to give us the timings of marriage. Then if you want to funnel it down, go to the exact degree. One zodiac sign is of 30 degree, go into the exact degree, like okay, if my moon is at 11 degree, so when Jupiter is going to transit over the moon at the exact same degree, this is going to give us the predictions, like when that main events are going to be happening, or in whichever house you are studying, so that house is actually getting activated in the chart. If in any case your some planet is in the 7th house of a marriage, suppose moon is in the 7th house, so the benefic planets like Mercury, Jupiter, even Venus, whenever they transit over the natal moon from the 7th house, then this have the capacity to create that event. And specifically if the Antardasha Lord is also supporting the event. How Antardasha Lord is going to support the event? If that is either forming quadrant relationship, like going 1, 4, 7, 10 places away, either forming the trine relationship going 5 and 9 places away, either forming the like maybe 3-11 relationship, or maybe 2-12 relationships are a bit difficult, or 6-8 relationships are also very difficult. So the quadrant and trine relations are more auspicious. So whenever your Antardasha Lord is also forming the quadrant and trine relationship from both moon and your Mahadasha Lord planet, this is also going to give us the indication, like okay, then this event is going to be happening during that time frame. In this way you can relate the transit with your Mahadasha and the Antardasha. Although like Antardashas are also have the capacity to give you satisfactory result. I'm not saying 100% results, satisfactory result. Up to 80% you can like go for the indication of some event that might going to be happening. It may be some negative events, like death of someone in the family, in your own family, passing away, even the timings of like some sudden disease that are going to be coming. There are going to be other negative events like job loss and these kind of situations. So these events are actually going to be indicated using the Antardasha also. But this is only giving us the satisfactory result. If you want to go much deeper, then you need to learn how to study transit and Antardasha at the same time. Gochar are most important. There is complete new subject of transits in Vedic astrology, which in the later videos I'm going to cover on. But I hope you understand the importance of planet moon and the Antardasha Lord. and you can go back to this video once again, listen to it and note down the important points which I have told you. In this way you will be able to have a more grip over the predictive side of astrology. Predictions are not very difficult to make. Many people, they are in the beginning stages of astrology. They know the basics of astrology like planets, nakshatras, houses, zodiac signs. So they know the basics, but they are only fearful of at the time of predicting certain events. It doesn't matter. Maybe you can pick up the chart of someone you know personally, your parents, your family members, your girlfriend, boyfriend, or maybe some of your friend circle. Suppose they are finding a new job, pick up their chart and apply the same technique which I have taught you in this video, and you will be like astonished by the results which you are going to see there, because these are going to create that exact event. Exact event prediction is the most important point in Vedic astrology, when you are exactly predicting. And these are the videos of predictive astrology. I have only made around, I believe, less than a dozen videos, around 10 to 12 videos only over the predictive astrology. I'm more focused upon the other videos, but very soon I'm going to go towards that predictive side also, how to predict different events using different techniques in astrology. So I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. Now if you are having any queries, any consultations, you can feel free to contact me at my email ID. You can check the link in the description section below. And if you require any other further assistance or any other help or anything, so don't hesitate to get in touch with me. And I hope you have found this video a bit interesting and find something fascinating with regards to Vedic astrology. Till then, please subscribe my channel below. Make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. And I will try my best to upload new videos very soon. So till then, please take care and Hare Krishna.